Welcome to episode number 19 of From the Bunker podcast. 19 weeks in, and week number 2 at our new start time of 6 p.m. on Wednesday nights. Here we are from the bunker, baby, and we're back with another banger. I want to give a big shout out to Lauren Peter for coming on last week, played 5 years at the Ohio State, now chasing her way to the LPGA. And a little update. Actually, I'm recording this on Wednesday, this intro here. She qualified. Miss Lauren Peter qualified for a Epson Tour event through a Monday qualifier this Monday, and will be going to play this weekend on the Epson Tour. So y'all make sure to follow along, see how she does, go to her socials, show her some love, root her on. I'll let her know that we're all rooting for her. So y'all make sure to go show her some love. Before we get into it, as always, this episode's brought to you by none other than the great Four Golf Apparel. Head over to fourgolfapparel.com. Use code FTB80 for that big old 15% off, the biggest discount in the game. Four Golf Apparel, guys, is high quality gear that's made for the average golfer, the average dad that goes out and plays golf on the weekends and wants to look great, but on a budget. And that's what Four Golf gives you guys. They still give you that top tier, high quality product. Okay, I promise you, I've got half of what they offer on the website. Every bit of it is top tier. If it's not, I'll personally handle it for you. But I'm telling you, it's top tier. Go over to fourgolfapparel.com. Check out the prices on this stuff, guys. You're getting $100 quality shirts for $24, okay? $40, okay? Hats for $6, hats for $20. Go over there and rack you up a damn wardrobe for the 2026 season for golfapparel.com. FTB80 at checkout, 15% off. Go check it out. All right. Arnold Palmer Invitational was this past week. It's over and done with. Our boy Akshay finally got a win. And I mean, I am happier than crap. Wins in a playoff against Daniel Berger. Okay, he gets a 4. Berger gets a 5. What an epic performance. I'm so happy for Akshay. He's had a great start to the year, a great showing in TGL. Really, really impressive. Sleeper for the Masters. So let's roll over to this current week that we're at. We got the Players Championship. TPC Sawgrass, Pete Dye Design, Island 17. We've seen some great outings there. JJ Spawn last year. That's going to be a hard act to follow. Let's see what happens. Roy McIlroy, will he play? Will he not? I don't know. Back spasms, maybe, maybe not. We don't know yet. That's what I know. So there's that. Haven't mentioned yet that back on March 8th, John Rahm wins the Live Golf Hong Kong event at 6 under par. I'm sorry, at 23 under par with a 6 under on the final day. Won that by 3 strokes. Shout out to John Rahm. Man, Scotty's still struggling. I don't know if y'all noticed, but Scotty's had a rough start to the year. And there's some guys, though, Morikawa, Akshay, Ashtray. And there's some guys that are playing really, really good golf that keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them. The Players Championship's going to be a good event. Can't wait to watch that over the weekend. It's my birthday weekend, and I'll actually be out on a Pete Dye Design, and that's kind of cool. Didn't really plan it because of the Players, but once it dawned on me, I was like, oh, shit, that's kind of cool. Like, I'm going to be going to play a Pete Dye Design course while the PGA Tour is playing one of Pete's courses. So that's kind of cool in my book anyways. If you want to show me some love for my birthday, one or two things. One, you could like, comment, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Go follow us on Spotify. Go follow us on Apple. Go follow us on Amazon. You know, any of that or all of that in a comment and all that great stuff. Watch a couple episodes fully. I mean, if you really want to give me something for my birthday, that will work. If you don't want to do that and you want option 2, when you've made it this far, just go over to fourgolfapparel.com, use code FTB80 and make my day a little better. You know what I'm saying? Birthday's Saturday, March 14th. Y'all drop the happy birthdays down in the comments. I'll be self-conceited for a second. Okay, we're done. Want to give a big shout out, guys. You know, I've been wanting to put something together for this wall behind me to give y'all something better to look at behind this ugly ass head while you're watching this incredible podcast. And right now we've got the legendary Masters flag up there, but I want to really make it pop and really have a great backdrop. So I put it out on my socials, and I believe mentioned it on one of the episodes that I was looking for courses that would send me pin flags. Haven't got from 2 yet that are coming, so I'm going to wait for them to get here before I give the shout out. But not because I need the flag, but because I want to show y'all the flag when I give them the shout out. But this week I got one in the mail from Meadow Valley Golf Club in Middlebury, Indiana. So if you're out that way, if you're nearby, if you want a golf trip, check them out. Super, super awesome guys over there. Okay. Super awesome guys. And they sent me the pin flag. If you're watching the video, I'm showing the pin flag right now. They sent me the pin flag that'll be going up on this wall when I get the other ones. And they also sent me a bad Nike pullover that I had on last week in the intro. So big shout out to Meadow Valley. We got a banger for you today, guys. Editing this thing was absolutely incredible. I was texting them, telling them, man, this is a banger. So y'all are in for a treat here. We've got 2 of the legends from the Smash Factory on. Smash Factory still one of our top performing episodes ever. Episode number 11. If you're looking for it, go check it out if you haven't yet. But we've got 2 of the members of the Smash Factory on, two of my good buddies that I've met through social media golf, and want to give a big shout out to them for being great sports and coming back on and sharing their incredible stories. We got JB Course Record, the winner of the first annual Small Creator Classic, and we talked to him about, you know, how he feels about that and how he feels about coming to defend the title. And then we have Mr. Neighborhood Golf Pro himself on. Me and him grew closer after the Classic, but absolutely incredible dude, incredible story, absolute stick, both of them, JB and Neighborhood. I would take them on my golf team any day. So y'all are in for a treat. I hope y'all enjoy this episode. Like I said, if you don't mind, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a subscribe, hit that bell button so you know when we drop them. New drop time Wednesday at 6 p.m. Enjoy this banger from the bunker with JB Course Record and Neighborhood Golf Pro from the Smash Factory. Guys, real quick before the episode, I want to tell you about Swing City Golf in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Now, look, this is a place that you can take the entire family. You want to golf, but the wife is hungry? That's fine. You want to golf, but the kids are hungry? That's fine. You want to golf, but the kids and the wife is hungry? That's fine. They got a kids menu. They got a full menu. They got a full bar. So dad can have a beer. Mom can have a cocktail or one of them little umbrella drinks. Kids can have the chicken nuggies, the chicken tendies, the burgers, whatever it is, hot diggity dogs, while you're slapping 376-yard bombs on the TrackMan Sims. Okay? Tell them From the Bunker sent you when you go. Okay? Go see my guy John and Aaron and everybody over at Swing City. Incredible staff, incredible food, incredible environment, and incredible technology. Go see them. Their information will be down in the description. Welcome back to From the Bunker, guys. Today we've got a fun one for you. 2 absolute sticks joining the show. We've got JB, the multiple-time club champion, the Small Creator Classic first annual champion, state podium finisher, current top 15 amateur in Georgia, stellar record, loves spaghetti, and loves the press. Brad, Mr. Neighborhood Golf Pro here, Tri-State PGA Junior Player of the Year, D2 National Championship competitor, and a former pro. Welcome to From the Bunker, guys. This isn't your first time here. These fellas were both on the Smash Factory episode, but we wanted to hear more from you, so we brought them back. JB, Brad, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. These first few questions, I'm going to ask both of you for a short answer. Start with you, JB. Who do you think's the better golfer between you and Brad right now?
Well, I'm 1-0, ain't I?
Numbers talk.
He's got me there.
Hey, man, when I got my best stuff, there's not many guys that can do it.
That's
But
true.
nah, Brad is an incredible golfer. He's got some game. But I'd have to pick myself.
I love that. Brad, what about you? What do you think?
Hey, he picked himself. I'm gonna pick myself, my man. You know, I'm a competitor. I, I can't pass myself up on that one.
I love the competitive fire, boys. You kind of just answered this, but if you guys had to play tomorrow, money game, no strokes, who's winning?
He's been getting a lot of snow, so I don't know how much he's been grinding. I've gotten a lot of better weather down here, so I've been playing a little bit. I'm gonna go with me again.
Okay, you asked me earlier who was a better golfer. I'd said, of course, I'm gonna pick me, but I've been snowed in for a month and a half, so I probably wouldn't play him for money right now.
I heard that. And I just feel like JB's one of those guys that's in, when money's on the line, he's just playing like a different animal, too. You know what I mean, Brad? He probably plays in a few more money games than you do.
You gotta press, man. You always gotta press.
I would probably have to press like 15 times in that match right now.
I heard that. JB, we're going to start with you and get your story, buddy. What's the first moment you realized you were actually better than most people your age whenever you started getting good at golf?
Pretty early, I'd say. I grew up around and at the golf course, smacking some balls around at 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to about 10 or 11 is when I got serious with it. And my dad would take me out to our church league, and it was a points game. Bogeys, 1 point, par two, all that. And within a year, I was having to pull 9 points. So I was a bogey golfer within a year at like 11 years old, and kind of just went from there.
That's incredible. Wish I would have took the game serious sooner. Being a 3-time city champ and nearly winning states, did that fuel you or haunt you when you nearly won state?
That's a deep one there. We had some controversy on the 16th hole, and like you said, it haunted me, but it kind of fueled the fire a little bit. So still got a little beef with somebody. I'm not going to drop any names right now, and that was a long time ago. But I still got a little animosity with some individual. But I mean, if I would have won it, one state, I would have been on a completely different path of life. A lot of things would have been different. So I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. So can't think about all that, but I'm glad to be where I'm at right now.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? And I believe from the little bit that I've got to know you that you're a guy that believes that. So there's a reason, but I can completely understand it haunting you and fueling the fire. How did playing in the Nike Cup team environment sharp your mentality?
That was a really fun event. It was a Ryder Cup style. It was the top amateurs in Georgia versus the top amateurs, junior amateurs in Alabama, and it was really really fun. I think we had 5 matches, individual, and then some team events. But just being able to play against our rivals, next door, a state over, and they have some really good talent over there. Go Dogs! But just being able to compete against the top amateurs in that state at that time was, like you said, really sharpen the tools. And being a junior golfer and getting into that intense of matches at that age really helped define my game moving forward.
That is absolutely awesome, JB. I did not even know that was a thing. So that sounds like a absolute fun time. When was that? Do you remember it vividly? When was that? How long ago? What age were you?
It was a while ago. I think it was 2008. So shit, a very long time ago.
Right. Yeah.
um, but we played that. I played that tour. It was a Canongate tour. Y'all might have heard of that Canongate. I think they're in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, maybe in Florida somewhere. Um, but yeah, I remember it pretty vividly. I remember specifically the last round. The last match, it was me and my buddy Corey Griffin. He was a hell of a golfer. Me and him, we were the 1 and 2 spots, and we went up against the 1 and 2 slots for Alabama. And the last event was a scramble, 2-man scramble, and we both teams went par. We started par, and then the last 7 holes in a 2-man scramble, we birdied the last 7, both teams, and we had a ton of people out there watching. Once the galleries, words gets moving, everybody. It was a hell of a match. I remember the best shot was a par 3, number 8, and we were matching each other. 6 birdies in a row. We get an 8, par 3. They hit it like 3 feet, and my buddy puts it in the left bunker. I put it in the right bunker, and it's like an impossible shot.
From the bunker, JB, what did you do?
From the bunker, I hold it out on a double green with like 100 people watching. Hold
Go
it out of the
in.
bunker.
Go in.
And then went and got my ball, picked it out of the hole, picked up their coin, handed it to them, and walked to the next tee. And
That a boy.
that was a really fun moment.
That sounds awesome, man. You've been thriving under pressure for a long time, it sounds like. So that's super cool. Now, we're going to talk about college a little bit. Where did you go to college? And was it a scholarship, a walk-on deal? How did your college golf career kind of start?
So I started out at Gordon State College in Georgia. Started there, played 2 years there, then transferred to Georgia College in Milledgeville, both scholarships. They have the academic scholarship. And when I got to Milledgeville, I started having a little bit of too much of a good time, I'd say. Still made the dean's list every semester, not every semester, but when I got there, a couple semesters made the dean's list. And then as my dad likes to say, I got into fast cars and fast women, and we had a good time, but I don't regret any of it. We still played a lot of golf, had a lot of good times, made a lot of good relationships and lifelong friends. But yeah, started at Gordon, finished at Georgia College State University, graduated from there in 2016 with a bachelor's in management and marketing.
It's awesome, man. I didn't take you as a dean's list kind of guy, so that's a cool bit to know.
I can see where you're coming from on that.
I mean, I love you. I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, I don't think most
No, I
people
get it.
would
I get it.
think that. So when you went to college, JB, what changed the most when you went to college? What was the biggest change with college golf, I guess, compared to your junior golf days?
The biggest change, I guess, just being away from home and having to be on your own for the first time, and then it just really being completely and 100% on you. Once you move out and you get your own spot for the first time, you can basically move how you want to. But just having to realize you're there for a reason, and even if it's 32 degrees and cold and rainy, you gotta get out there, at least go practice some short game if you're not going to play. But just having to keep the grindstone down and keep pushing on that.
Yeah, I'm sure you put in a lot of work. I mean, your short game is impeccable. Most people would probably think you're just a long hitter. And I think in the Smash Factory episode, I asked you a question and you kind of said, like, I think my short game probably is the biggest surprise to people. And just watching what you do from a short game perspective, you can tell you've been doing that for a long time. Putting, chipping, bunker shots. It's fun to watch.
It's my favorite aspect of the game to practice is short game, chip and chip. I mean, give me a bag of balls and I'll be out there for hours.
I love that. You've won club championships at multiple courses. Why do some players travel so well and some players don't?
I guess you have to be a member at multiple places, obviously, and we kind of talked about that previously on this. But I think just being able to play the hole or the shot that's in front of you, that's the most important thing. It's just, it might be a different course, but it's still the same game. It's still the same swing, still the same shot. You just got to know where to put the ball, where to leave the ball, and try to make some putts.
Absolutely. And I think another thing, going back to what we had just talked about with the short game, I think short game travels well. So if you're a player that has this impeccable short game like you do, it's easy to go easier per se than just somebody that's long and can get it up there, but might struggle a bit with their short game or not as confident in it as you. I think that helps you a lot going to other places too, just because you're so good with your hands.
Definitely. You gotta stay sharp. But yeah, y'all know the game. If you're gonna have some days where you're not striking it the best and you gotta rely on your wedges and your flat stick. Some days you might not feel the greatest standing over the putter and might not have the feel for it that day, but you gotta rely on your long game and just try to hit the greens, keep it in the right spots.
You've been playing golf for a while. I mean, you've been playing golf for a long time. Over the years, what part of your game has stayed the most consistent?
I'm going to go with short game. like we were just talking about. It's funny. Once I graduated college and got done playing college golf, I got tremendously better because just the mental aspect of it. It was such a grind. Like I said, if you got to get out there and hit your balls, put your reps in. It is a grueling experience. Anybody that's been a college athlete knows that. But we all loved it. Well, most of us loved it. Um, it's a great thing. But again, I would say probably short game. But going back, like I said, once I graduated, I got a lot better just because I was able to, I guess, swing freely, I guess you could say, and stop having to worry about what could happen or what would happen, and just falling back, and it was a lot more fun as well. I started enjoying the game again, and that's I got a lot better, but that was fun. That was real fun.
It's funny that you say that about the mental part of the game once you got to college, because just recently we had on Katie Craig. I don't know if y'all had the chance to listen to that one yet, but she was a elite college golfer up here at Western Kentucky at our D1 school here in Bowling Green. I think you might have spent some time around that area. But anyways, she was, she set damn near every record for the girls' team. I mean, the girl is absolutely insane at golf, and now she's designing golf courses. But
Damn.
what's super cool is that she basically said the same thing with once she got to college. What her biggest problem was her freshman year was she did not know about the mental side of the game. And she went and seen a sports psychologist that's worked with like Keegan Bradley and some of these other guys. And he just changed her mindset and the way she approached the game, thought about the game, the whole 9 yards. And that's really what made her career. She gives all the credit to that tweak really projecting her to become a conference championship and lead her team to beating a school like the University of Florida and things like that. So it's super cool
Wow.
that you say that, because, somebody else that's, done it kind of the same thing, so it's a consistent thing. And I think that's a part of the game that none of us talk about enough, is the mental side. Most of us weekend golfers, if you will, or whatever, which I know you play a lot more than a weekend golfer, but you don't even think about the mental side of the game. You just kind of go out there and play, you know?
Yeah, it's a tremendous amount, part of the game. I'm sure y'all have all heard the quote, "It's a 6-inch game right here." But if you gotta be in the right mindset, and if your approach is off mentally, you're gonna struggle. And with this being probably one of the most mental reliant sports there are out there, or there is out there, but you gotta stay sharp. That's awesome that she got that, connection and linked up with that guy, and that's awesome that worked out for her.
JB, at this point, what motivates you? Is it winning? Is it beating the shit out of people? Is it a personal standard? Is it winning money games? Like, what's your golf mental like right now, or your focus?
Trying to grow my brand, and our team's brand at the Smash Factory, 2 E's, the Smash Factory. So, golfer game, y'all go check out Josh's everything.
Thank you, man.
New Year came around, everybody puts their goals out. I made a list. Obviously, I want to be the best golfer I can be, and I believe that I'm really good. Um, I got a lot of game. I put on that list to win the Georgia Amateur and the Georgia Mid Am this year. So I want to be, the best individual golfer that I can be, and then try to go win some GSGA, USGA individual stroke play, match play events. That's the big goal, as well as, growing the brand, building relationships with people such as yourselves, and just having fun with it and enjoying the ride.
I love that, man. And you do have the talent. So I look forward to seeing what you pull off this year, but you've got it. And you'll get there. You're still a top 15 amateur in Georgia, inspiring and pushing to be number one. How do you stay competitive against younger players?
I put a lot of reps in. I've had some experiences that they probably have not had at their point in life. And then I believe I can beat anybody. So when I tee it up, it doesn't matter if it's Scotty Scheffler. He's probably going to win. But I'm gonna have the mental fortitude that I'm coming out there. If I bring my best stuff, nobody can beat me.
I love that. That's the attitude you have to have when you're playing golf at that top tier level. Like, if you don't have that, if you don't have the competitiveness to think that you can go out there and beat anybody, anytime, anywhere, you're never gonna be great. I mean, you ask anybody on the PGA Tour, 9 out of 10 of every one of them you ask is going to say they're the best golfer on tour. And they're probably, one of them could be ranked 99 in the world, and they would still tell you that they're better than any of the other ones in front of them, that it's bullshit. So,
You have to have that mindset.
last one for you on your story, JB. Of course, tournament I held last year, we started it for all of us, for the people listening, the Small Creator Classic. You came up to Franklin, Kentucky, absolutely dominated at that tournament, shot a unofficial 57, probably would have been like a true 60-62 round if there wasn't any gimmicks. Put on a fucking performance, and really, really glad that you and Brad both, and a lot of that we've had on the podcast that were involved in that, and grateful for all you guys and being able to put this together. What does that win mean to you? And are you ready to come back and defend the belt for round 2 this year in 2026?
That win was pretty cool. Kind of altered, my path in the content world. Being able to meet, all of y'all, that was a blast. Thank you again for putting that on.
Yeah, thank you for
But
being a part
that
of it.
win that win was pretty fun. That was a good time. I had two of my close friends come up with me, and it was a lot of partying and a lot of golfing, and there's never too much of that. It was a really good time. I'm just I'm grateful for the opportunity and being able to meet everybody that I'm continuing to do this with.
I love that, man. That's what it was for. That's what I say every time that I bring any of you guys on. That's why I love everything that y'all doing, not just because I believe in it and love where y'all's vision is, but the fact that the idea that I had was to bring people together and put people in a room that normally wouldn't be in a room with each other. And for something to come out of that, you guys don't know how fulfilling that is for me. So I appreciate y'all doing it. But everybody wants to know, will they see you in September for the second annual to defend the title?
Yes. Yeah, I'll be there.
All right, love that.
Yep. I'll be there, and for everybody listening, I press.
Brad, aka Neighborhood Golf Pro, we're going to get a little bit about his story. Let's start out with this. We got a banger to rip it off. Bogey free 64 to walk on to a college team. You had touched on this on the Smash Factory episode, but what was that day like mentally?
I mean, it was a blur. Like it was one of those times where you just black out and you just play golf. I mean, I walked off the last hole, and like if you would have asked me what I did on hole 6, I would have been like, I have no idea. What's the scorecard say? That's like kind of the mindset I was in. They call that being in the zone, and it was just every single shot was where I wanted it. The cup looked like it was the size of a garbage can. Nothing could go wrong.
That's fun.
I love that. I love that. And I hear a lot about this zone. I don't know that I'll ever find it, but if I do, boys, I'll call you and let you know. But yeah,
You might be pressing.
I know it sounds fun, JB. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but playing in a D2 national championship, how different is the tournament pressure on a championship level like that?
Different enough to get you DQ'd on day 1.
Whoa, we got to hear this story.
Damn.
Well, I'm a dumbass because I walked off 18. I signed the card and I handed it in, and we're standing around watching the scores go up, and I forget what I shot, but the score that was on the scoreboard was one less than what I actually shot. And needless to say, I signed for the wrong score, got DQ'd day 1. Still could play day 2, still could play day 3. So it wasn't a big deal. I still got to play all 3 days, but yeah, it's a different kind of pressure. It's a different kind of atmosphere. I mean, you've got people there watching, you've got scoreboards, up after a few of the holes, and everybody's telling you not to look at them, but you want to know where you're at. You want to know where your team's at. It's different. It's like a tour event. It's like what I'd imagine a tour event being.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can imagine. There's a lot of pressure on yourself, a lot of pressure from the stage. I mean, would you have won that event had you not lost your day 1 score?
It's tough to say, man, because I think, and I'd have to go back and look. I mean, I think I shot like low 70s day 2 and day 3. So I played some good golf. I mean, I didn't play great golf the first day. I helped out the team.
When did you try to turn professional?
So in 2016, that's when I played in the West Penn Amateur. and I shot 66 the first round. Now I completely fell apart this next 2 rounds. I shot like 78, 80, right? Fell apart. But I ended up finding out later that the 66 was one of the 5 lowest rounds in that tournament's history. And I had always been toying with the idea, like I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to pull the trigger on it. And I said, you know what? Like I've got the potential to do it. It's there. So what happens if I just commit myself and try? And sure enough, I quit my job and I went down to North and South Carolina, just kept going there and back every other weekend or so. And I'd play on like the mini tours, Coastal Players. I think I did G Pro, whatever I could find, PGA Monday qualifiers and stuff like that. And that was those 2 years that I did it was when I got like made the most improvement, because it was just workout, golf, practice, eat healthy, go to sleep. But that's kind of how I got into the professional circuits.
You mentioned playing on mini tours, doing that grind for 2 years. What's something that amateur players like myself don't understand about mini tours?
I think you would be shocked to know that we ride in carts.
Whoa, I did not know that.
Yeah, the mini
I
tours,
can
you
officially
get
qualify
carts.
to play mini tours.
Yeah, but like some of them, if you bring a caddy, you don't get a cart. But some of them, if you bring a caddy, you can still get a cart. It's kind of like 50-50. I mean, it depends on who's organizing it.
Yeah,
But
your caddy can't ride with you, right?
depends on the tour. Coastal Players Tour, which was the one I was mostly competing on, they would, under certain circumstances, let your caddy ride with you. Like just depending on if the course had enough carts, like that sort of thing. So generally they could ride with you.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Yeah, that is something that I definitely didn't know. Hardest mental stretch during your pro days?
My man, I'm going to say it was right at the end. Because 2018 was when I blew my back out. And that pretty much ended the the mini tour run. And I I was besides myself because I was down for months, and like we were getting right. I was 3 events away from the tour championship. So I backed out of the first one. I texted the guy organizing. I said I got back out. I don't know about the next one. I don't know about tour championship yet. I'll let you know. Got looked at by the doctor. They put me on all kinds of like painkillers and stuff like that. About another week, 2 weeks goes by, still can't walk, still can't get out of bed, can't do anything. Text him, I said, listen, man, I think that's it. Sure enough, money ran out, and I was getting rusty, and spent the next like 4 or 5 months not being able to golf. That was the toughest part of it.
Yeah.
It was most of the fall into and through winter. Because I remember coming out of winter on the other side in like early spring, trying to play my first round of golf. And like I still at that point couldn't like lean over like to take a swing. And I remember first tee shot, I rolled it off the tee box. And I'm like, when was the last time I did that? I think I shot 45 for 9 holes on my home course at a municipal track.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like it was a shitty situation with the back deal. I know I've struggled with some back issues, so it can be tough. And then another thing that you mentioned was running out of money. And this was something that I mentioned on a recent episode too, but it's like, you see some of these content creators, we're in the content world, and we see some of these guys like James Nicholas, Ben Griffin are 2 of the bigger, more successful ones that put it online, the money that they're spending to go compete. And it's like, if you don't win, you're losing money, dude, or if you, especially on the lower levels, like if you're not winning or finishing top like 3, you're probably going in the red, man. Like it's expensive to go chase your dream in anything, but in golf for sure.
And listen, I loathe this guy entirely. And I think JB might know who I'm about to talk about, but Mr. Carter, DOD King, loathed that guy. But he did a little thing where he was like, for $40, I'll go down, play in this event. He sleeps in his car, all that. Like, okay, I actually respect that. Don't like the guy, but I respect it. That's literally what it's like to try to compete and to try to make that happen.
Yeah.
And Carter, quit dodging me if you're watching this.
For real.
Clip that.
I would beat that guy about 15.
Oh, no doubt. No
Absolutely.
doubt. You'd beat most of the YouTube golfers by 15.
I'll tell you what, Carter, if you're watching this, me, JB Adam, me Jedi. You take your pick of who you want from the Smash Factory, and we'll come play your ass. Anybody you want to
Carter
bring.
and Big John.
Big John, bring it.
That wouldn't be fair.
No,
But we'll give him
no.
some strokes or something.
From the bunker can come out there and do the play-by-play and the broadcast coverage. But yeah, DOD team, you heard it here first on From the Bunker. The Smash Factory wants that smoke, and come get it. Come get it from them.
Come get it.
Let's talk about the U.S. Open qualifier. Tell us the story of the U.S. Open qualifying playoff. What do you remember most?
Oh my goodness. Well, I want to give a little bit of a backstory on that because I actually played with a content creator in that event. Blew up after that, but shout out Jeg Coughlin, Jeggy from the Lads. Played with him. Yeah, I played with him that round. Super cool dude. Super cool dude. I think he shot like 72 or 74 or something like that. But absolutely joy to play with. Great guy. But yeah, shot 69, tied for third. 5-man playoff. When we sat around for about an hour waiting for the final groups to get in and see who was all going to be in it. Get out there. We go to hole 10. This was at Westfield Country Club. Not exactly sure where out in Ohio that is. Hole 10's a little dogleg left, par 4 over a bunker. Downwind. Earlier in the round, I drove it right over the bunker, had like flip wedge in, made birdie. I'm like, all right, let's just do that again. Like just cut that corner, get a 60-degree wedge in, throw in 10 feet, try to make a putt. Yeah, well, I don't know if I caught it good enough, or I don't know if the wind shifted because it plugged right in the lip of that bunker. It was probably 2 feet from clearing it. I'm sorry. 2 guys drove it over, 2 guys bailed to the right. They all knocked it up by the green, 2-putt, or got up and down for par, and all I could do was play it out pretty much sideways and try to get up and down from almost 100 yards out. Yep. I was the only one that didn't get an alternate spot or a spot in the next round of the U.S. Open qualifier.
Damn it, Roy.
Yep.
Damn right. Do you have plans to try again?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Love
Every
that.
single year I'm going to try.
Love that. You've had a lot of close calls, Brad. A lot of tournaments that you could have won. Do they motivate you or do they torture you?
I mean, both, man. It's those things where those close calls, man, you think about it for like months after that. I mean, that was years ago and I'm still thinking about it.
Oh, I
But I still want to go back and do it again.
I mean, hell, I know that I beat myself up about what I could have done different on this one or that one just going to play. So I can't imagine what it's like when something like the U.S. Open or a college championships on the line. So I can.
This is only a few stories. I've got so many more that I could tell on like, Monday qualifiers that I was like a shot out, or at pre-qualifiers again, Monday qualifiers I was a shot out on, and dude, so many.
Yeah. Looking back, Brad, on everything that's happened, I mean, would there be anything that you would do differently if you could restart your career?
Yeah, I would probably stay in college for an extra 2 years and probably take it more seriously. That's what I would do differently. Yeah.
Love that. What part of your game was like at a pro level when you were competing, and what do you think was your biggest holdback?
I would say like inside like 120 yards has always been like the best part of my game, and my biggest holdback is distance. I don't really hit the ball that far, but like I've got pretty much the rest of the game to go with it. Like my distance is like just out of like what I would need to be like to really compete at a high level. I carry like 260, 270. Like the tour guys are 280 at least.
You hit one like 320 at the Small Creator Classic to win the fucking long drive contest. Dude.
See, that's the problem though. Like I can do that once, but I can't do that again and again and again.
I heard that.
I missed it by like 6 inches on that hole.
Are you serious?
No, I was 6 inches in the rough.
Okay.
Okay.
I was down there.
What would you say that pros have that elite amateurs don't have?
I think it's a few things. I think it's the ability to kind of turn it on when you need to. I think that's number one. I think a lot of amateurs, like coming down the stretch, they'll more or less likely falter or kind of make mistakes where, a lot of the pros, that's when they're going to hit their best shots coming down the stretch. And I think number two, short games. Every single pro out there has like a better short game than an amateur. I mean, they're impeccable. I played with one guy. Shout out Courtney Bryson if you're watching this. He played in a couple U.S. Opens, I believe. And dude, he got up and down from the craziest spots that you could imagine. I mean, he would be short-sided on a downslope, and he'd chip it or flop it or however he did it. I don't know what he did, but he 15 feet past and then just make the comeback like it was nothing. So that's one thing that separates them as well. Another one is probably practice routines, knowing how to practice. A lot of amateurs just go out, beat balls, and
Yep.
there's not a single pro out there that just goes out and beat balls. They're working on something. They're doing drills. They're trying to correct something, or they know how to practice.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, that is a great answer. And the last one for sure, like that's one thing that I've been trying to work on is when I do find the time to dedicate to practice, like trying to go practice with a purpose, like
Practice
not
with a
just go
purpose.
out, yeah, not just go out and beat balls, like go out and I'm going to hit, this shot with my 7-iron here, then I'm going to hit this shot, then I'm going to hit this shot, then I'm going to, chip this way, chip that way, whatever. Like I'm trying to put some sort of purpose on it where I'm not just, okay, here's a bucket of balls, let me run through my clubs and be done. Like
Yeah,
I'm starting to step back, take my time, try to look at a shot, hit what I want to hit, and have some purpose behind it. So yeah,
yep.
that makes total sense.
Real quick, that I like to tell people is a lot of amateurs, they go to a driving range and the first thing they do is they buy the biggest bucket that they can get. I challenge every single amateur watching this. Instead of buying the biggest, buy the smallest and make that bucket last as long as you would a large. And see how much that benefits you. Because I guarantee that's going to benefit you more than just beating a whole large bucket.
That's good right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah,
Yep.
and that would give you purpose because to make it last, you've got to step back and take every shot like you're, like you have a tent to it, to make
Yeah.
that last. So, yeah, I could see what you mean there. That's really really good.
Between every ball, just do like a drill, like work on some sort of position, whatever you're trying to accomplish. Like take some time in between each ball and work on that.
Yep. I'll go back and forth with you guys on a few here. I'll start with you, JB. What separates scratch golfers from plus handicaps mentally?
Scratch from plus mentally, probably just that barrier itself, getting over that hill. Because I feel like if a lot of guys that you see all these content guys that are road to scratch or like I'm working to be a scratch. Once you get down to the lower single digits, it's just a mind game at that point. I feel like they think about it too much when they should just stick to a routine, stick to what they've been doing and getting better. And then another thing I would say is just being in that position as often as possible. The more pressure, the better. That's that you can fall back on or pull from a memory. And I've done this before. I have that where I can pull that from. But yeah, I would say just the mindset of it, and then just knowing that you're that good of a golfer, just you can get to a plus handicap. It's not that much different from going from a 12 to an 8 than it is to a 2 to a +2.
What does
Yep.
Bryson DeChambeau say for
He says
working on
play
that?
the red tees.
Exactly. Yep. There's a lot of truth in that.
Yep.
There
I like
is.
that. I like that a lot. Brad, I'm going to ask you this one. Why do some great junior golfers disappear as adults?
That's a tough one. I think it's focus. I think what happens, I think a lot of junior golfers just get burned out. Whether that be because they're being pushed to do it or, because they work so hard at it. And then, like later in life, they're like, maybe this isn't for me. But yeah, no, that's kind of a tough one. It's not really a good answer for that. I don't really know what the true reason is why that happens.
I got the answer. It's one word. Life.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
in all honesty, yeah. I mean, you get out of school, you get a job, and then now you're working your 9 to
I have a
5, and
family.
when's your time to work on golf?
And like I said again, like I mentioned earlier, like my dad said, everybody thought when I was, 13, 14, 15, 16, I'm like, I'll tell my dad, oh, he's going to do it. He's going to go pro. He's going to be on the PGA Tour. My dad always tell me he hadn't met fast cars and fast women yet. And he's spot on with that.
JB, is golf talent or discipline?
Talent, firstly, you have to be an athlete to be, if you want to be up here, you have to have something inside you that, other people don't have. But not to take away from discipline. If you want to be even higher and better, you have to have that. And that's what makes, the great players great and the good players good.
Yep. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Brad, what's the biggest lie golfers tell themselves?
Keep your head down. Keep your head down. Yeah,
that doesn't always work, does it?
Never works. Never ever works. No, don't ever try to keep your head down. Keep your head down. Your spine rotates, your shoulders rotate, your spine goes all the way up to your neck, up to your head. Your head's got to rotate through the ball, if anything. I mean, a lot of great players. Ernie Els on a Sorensen. If you pause, David Duval was another one. I mean, one of the best ball strikers, probably to ever live. I mean, he's up there. You look at him at impact, he's not even looking at the ball.
Love that. That's a good one.
That's 3 good pulls there. Ernie, Annika, and David. That's 3 good pulls.
Man's just spitting out legends. Brad, you sent me something earlier about speculation, or there's talks going on about some sort of YouTube golf tour / tournament deal. Talk to us a little bit about that and let us know what you're thinking about that.
Well, I don't know like a whole lot about it, but I don't know if anybody really does. But it seems like Good seems to be trying to put together some sort of like a YouTube alternative professional tour. For like the best of the best players. You've got obviously the two. What is it? Sean Walsh and Brad Dahlke, which I do feel like should be a discussion on who the best Brad in content creation is, but that's a discussion for another day. But yeah, I mean, I think it could be something really cool. But what I'm going to say is that and I'm going to do a little Taylor Gooch comment here. If the Smash Factory isn't invited to one of these events as one of the fastest growing YouTube pages right now, there should be an asterisk next to every winner of every event. Putting that out there right now.
I agree. There's some
JB,
sticks on the team.
You agree?
I do, and I'm telling you, there's some sticks on the Smash Factory team that I think could possibly make the top 10 list of handicaps on YouTube golf.
I agree.
Yeah, we got some players over here at the Smash Factory with 2 E's. At the Smash Factory, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Y'all check us out.
Oh yeah. Guys, wherever you're getting this episode, the links to go check out the Smash Factory, JB, Brad, myself from the bunker will be all down in the description wherever you're getting this. A couple more for you guys. I'll get an answer from both of you on this. What keeps you addicted to golf today? After all y'all done in your golf careers, what keeps you playing today?
What keeps me addicted to the game of golf? The love and passion I have for it. It's much more than a sport. It's a way of life. If you're a golfer, you know this. If you grew up around the game, at the golf course, at the country club, it's in your DNA. And I feel sorry for the guys that got into the game a little bit too late, and I know they feel sorry for themselves as well.
I do.
But no, it's a way of life. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to tee it up as much as I do.
Love that. Bradley?
I mean, for me, it's just, keep pushing, keep trying to get better. I mean, it's like we talked about earlier. I've been on the cusp of making it so many times and just keep falling just a little bit short. So it's always just trying to find that one thing that's going to put it over the edge, that one thing that's going to get you there. It's the most fun sport there is out there. I mean, you can play it anywhere. I mean, there's courses everywhere, and the camaraderie is fantastic as well. I mean, we've got a great group of guys and got a great friend group. So, hey, it's what's not to love about it?
You'll never master it. It's a game of imperfection. You'll never win golf.
That's true, boys. It's the closest game to life, ups, downs, twists, turns. You can't ever figure it out. You're never going to get it right, but man, is it a fun fucking ride.
It's never boring. It's never boring.
That's true. It's never boring.
Yeah.
Right. Even when I play like shit, I still have fun. So
it's far from boring.
Well, boys, this has been an incredible episode. I appreciate you both for coming back on. Of course, they were part of our biggest episode yet, the Smash Factory episode, where we had 6 out of the set, or 5, I think, out of the set of 6 people on from the Smash Factory, trying to get everybody on, kind of by themselves in a way to get their story. So glad that I was able to get JB, Brad back on. We had Miss Kelly Rudney on with Adam a couple weeks ago, and now we're bringing you these 2 guys. Now we got to get Weightless and Jedi on here, but Appreciate y'all coming back on and sharing your story. It's been a hell of a time. Like I said, if you want to find JB, the Smash Factory, Brad, myself from the bunker, everything's down in the description. Boys, any final thoughts?
This is awesome. I appreciate it. It was good hanging out with y'all.
Yes, sir.
Let's run it back. Yeah, y'all go check everything out in the descriptions. Click those links, drop them follow, subscriptions. Brad, you wanna say something, and then you maybe want to mention what that hat is?
Yeah, I would
Oh,
love
yeah.
to mention what the hat is. But first, of course, I'd like to thank you, Josh, for having us on again. I mean, I have a blast every
Absolutely.
time I'm on here. It's a blessing to be on here. I really appreciate it. Helps with the reach,
Hey,
helps
thank you, man.
everything. Yep. And like give a shout out to Buckafogie. Check out the hat, snapback. Check us out, buckafogie.com. I can maybe get you to put that link in the description.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week. We're out. Peace.